Let's get this party started. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. We're gonna keep the thing going. So off the bat, we're gonna go ahead and discuss that New York is suing Trump for a slew of things. I'm sorry, I'm not even gonna waste everybody's time trying to go through it. We're just gonna get it from the horse's mouth. This is the Attorney General of New York explaining why she and the state of New York is bringing up charges against Trump and his children and a few other people. She said the name, but I don't know exactly what their connection into it. Maybe she'll say it in this, but here we go.
Following a comprehensive 3-year investigation by my office, including witnesses, interviews with more than 65 witnesses, and review of millions of documents that were submitted by Mr. Trump and others, I am announcing that today we are filing a lawsuit against Donald Trump for violating the law. The complaint demonstrates that Donald Trump falsely inflated his net worth by billions of dollars to unjustly enrich himself and to cheat the system, thereby cheating all of us. He did this with the help of the other defendants, his children, Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka Trump, and Eric Trump, and former Trump Organization CFO Alan Weisselberg and Trump Organization Controller Jeffrey McConney. Mr. Trump and the Trump Organization repeatedly and persistently manipulated the value of assets to induce banks to lend money to the Trump Organization on more favorable terms than would otherwise have been available to the company, to pay lower taxes, to satisfy continuing loan agreements, and to induce insurance companies to provide insurance coverage for higher limits and at lower premiums. This conduct was all in violation of Executive Law, Section 6312, which gives the Attorney General broad and special powers to go after persistent and repeated fraud and illegality. As part of demonstrating illegality under that section of Law 6312, we show that they violated several state criminal laws, including falsifying business records, issuing false financial statements, insurance fraud, and engaging in a conspiracy to commit each of these state law violations.
So here's what we at. Then Thea's jump in at any time because I know you know this better than I do. What Trump was doing was inflating the value of X property. Pick a property. I don't care. Inflating the value of that property. Then he would go to banks and get loans for X property, saying that it costs this much. Its value is this much. Value was nowhere near that at all. But on paper, when it's time to pay taxes on that said same property, he would chalk it in as a loss, that it lost value. So you have the bank saying that it's at this value. I'm loaning you this money because you said it was at this value, but when it's time to pay taxes, no, we lost value in that same property, so I can pay less taxes. Kind of legal. Do I got that right, Theus?
Yeah, the way you described it is perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
the
that's
part
what
that he did that's illegal is all of it's illegal. But the biggest part is the fact that he did both sides.
Yeah. Yeah. they've been after Trump for a long time. I mean, I literally cannot even remember when this whole New York versus Trump started, and I'm not even trying to. It could literally have started in the '80s. I can go as far as that. They've been after Trump for a long, long time.
I'm sure that Mickey will chime in, but as anybody who was raised in New York, I was living on Long Island till 15. Everybody knew he was a crook.
Yeah, that's where I
Everybody
was
knew
going
he
to.
was getting away with it.
Yeah, it's like, so to say that they've been after him for a long time is a little bit of a misnomer
Yeah.
because it's not like he's being just chased for the hell of chasing. You know, like he's connected to some really bad things. You hear developers and people who are close to the developer community tell you there is no real estate, no major real estate that you can do in New York without like organized crime. Like you have to have their consent to be able to do much of anything. So there's a bunch of dirty people being chased by, in my opinion, some crooked law enforcement at the same time because they look at what they want to look at and ignore what they don't. So, but this time, yeah. So even with this, they're chasing him on the civil side. Because that's what the state is able to kind of go after on this particular level. But they're declining to actually pursue him on state criminal charges. So that part is still a situation where they're like, we have to punish him because we have to make a statement that no one is truly above the law. But because he's a president, no one wants to go first in actually criminally prosecuting him. And it's just this, it's so annoying. It's super annoying.
And yes, I really do wish people would start saying his grown children. It makes them
like they 3 and 4 years old. Same, Baron.
He's been in trouble since the early '70s.
Yep.
Yeah. But that's the business that he's in.
That's sad, though.
Yeah, he's been sued forever by his workers, by, yeah.
I mean, what? He couldn't include Tiffany? Like, she's not worthy? Like,
Tiffany didn't do nothing. They act like she's not part of the family.
Why do you think she's going to law school?
I mean, this is sad when you have a former president, doesn't have one charge against him, doesn't have 2 cases against him, doesn't have 3. He has 8. 8. I can't. When you have to ask which court case, I say he has 8 court cases against him. 8. That's sad. When you have to sit there and say, which court case are you talking about? The one in Georgia. This is sad. America, we can do better than this. This is terrible. Terrible.
I think we are getting exactly what we deserve right now. Because if you decline to take things seriously for an extended period of time and fix the things that need to be fixed, then, things don't get better with time, like something that's like a bridge that has a crack in it. The crack doesn't heal itself. The crack slowly spreads, right? And Trump came along and he is a master of human behavior and compromising people and things like that. I mean, when I look back at it, the dude, he's lied a lot, but he didn't lie when he talked about how he gets his money. He said he is the king of debt. He knows how to take an asset, leverage it, use somebody else's money, and go get some more assets. Like, that's how real estate works. And he plays on a high level. And he plays on such a high level that he got to the point where he doesn't really care if he owns it. He wants to have rights to it. And then that way he make money without all of the downside too. So he's, and his kids, they're no dummies. Oh, well, Eric. But Ivanka and Don Jr., they're not dumb. They're very intelligent. They're just crooked as all get out.
Well, gee, wonder who they learned it from.
Yeah, they learned from an early age.
by watching him, and he learned it by watching Fred
He
Trump.
learned from his dad.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a whole system. Um, what I think we're kind of seeing is there's a part of America that is so aspirational that no matter what the ultra wealthy do, they will make excuses for it because they believe somehow they or their descendants can be that one day. So they will do anything and ignore anything for those ends. Then you have another group of Americans who look at it and they're like, how do these people keep getting away with this? But then there's yet another group who looks at it like, these people live a life you can't even imagine. Like it's not our reality. It's just not. When you're worth $1 or more billion, your Monday ain't his Monday. I mean,
it's totally different.
They got their own calendar, man.
Mm-hmm.
So